Hey folks, Sean Wilson here. Today we're not going to analyze one but 9 lines that you can use. A lot of musicians have been asking me, what do you do in between chords? I want to know those little cool things that everybody's doing. So we're going to analyze 9 folks today, all bad guys on the keyboard and organ. So stay tuned, stay with us. Yeah, he's blazing in this, but I want to remind you of something. I'm going to probably keep saying this a lot. We're going to show you notes, but the only thing that matters is context. Context is the only thing that matters. When to use what you've learned, right? It doesn't make sense learning this cool riff, cool trick if you don't know when to use it. So it's actually more important that you understand the context. What are the left hand chords? That's what I mean by context. Is there a scale that you can use? What's the rhythmic structure of the song? So all that kind of stuff you gotta understand. So with this one, Matt Sullivan playing in A flat, there's got this riff in A flat, and it's the left-handed implied chord is some kind of a minor sound, right? And then he's got this, something like that. Something like that, right? So what we want to know is, well, first let me give you the notes, all right? Let's give you the notes of what he just did. I want to give you those first notes. So we have, let's change this. Oh, good, it's on A flat. So F, G flat, F. We're gonna go fast here, so if you're by your keyboards, keep up with us. So we get E flat, D flat, E flat, and then B, D flat, E flat, B, B flat, A flat. So, and then he has this 2-5-1, right? So actually that's the chord on the B flat, and then when the bass guy's doing the B flat, you've got this D, A flat, D, A flat, just a bunch of tritones with the A. Okay, really just a flat 9, because a flat 9 always leads you down, okay, to the 5 up. Okay, so that'll be an E flat dominant chord, and then that. Now the 3 scales that you could really use as far as kind of improvisation, because you can make up your own patterns so long as you know the scale. And so what we've got with this kind of minor sound that's going on, and with the groove, is you can use an A flat Dorian. That's going to be an A flat, B flat, B, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, and A. Okay, so okay, and it works very well. You can literally just use those notes right up to while he's playing. I'm just gonna play the scale up, right? Right? It worked pretty well, and that's not even without any improvisation. Now, yeah, obviously just using Dorian patterns will work. The other chord that you can, well, not chord, the other scale that you could use with this kind of sound to improvise would be the A flat pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic. So that's going to be A flat, B, D flat, E flat, G flat, and A. I find this scale a little bit difficult for me sometimes to pull off, simply because you've got flat 4 black notes in a row. So you'll see a lot of guys using 2 hands. But I'm not used to using 2 hands. So I try to find fingering that works. Right, but anyway, those are the notes, and let's try to play just that scale while right, so that, again, that's the pentatonic. Okay, and the third kind of chord that you would use would be blues scale. So you would take the, that would be the same thing as the minor pentatonic scale, add that D. So A flat, B, D flat, D, E flat, G flat, A. Okay, so that G gives a little bit. Right, same thing I did again. just the same thing. We're not even doing anything creative. All we're doing is just keep ending on the same note. So I'm not even doing anything fancy except just using a scale, right? And then of course, as you transcribe, the goal would be to take it to move from just playing scales, because these don't sound bad at all. You can definitely get by just using these, but the goal would be to actually transcribe folks who are playing these in different ways, and that's what we're doing today, because they're not using scales, right? They're not. When he was doing, right? He's not. That's not. It may be based off the Dorian scale, but it's just not playing the scale straight up, right? He's got patterns. So you want to memorize, you want to get some patterns for your own, and that's what this video is about. We're just looking at different patterns of 9 different patterns. So just stay with. Let's go to the next one. So we got this in B flat Eddie. I just love. See, the neat thing about Eddie is that he's a rhythmic player. He knows that you don't always have to play everything right on the beat. Some songs he kind of does a little bit behind it. Right. So it's more important in Eddie to kind of get his feel right, trying to get the feel of it. In terms of the context, he's got this F minor chord, right, to this B flat dominant, right, to the 13 with that G in there, and then you have this going to an E flat major 9. So that's when he does his lick. So this is going to show you, okay, what kind of licks can I use over a 2, 5, 1? And this is just one pattern that Eddie uses that you can add to yours. So he does this C, A flat, F, E flat, go down half steps, D, D flat, C, and then go to the next chord. Now he implies the B. I'm not sure if he actually plays it. I have to kind of look at this transcription again. I may have that written down. And then go back up. Now you're about to head back up again. You got the C, D, F, A flat, B, and then trill up to the C sharp, ba ba ba, and then B flat, A flat, G. Let me change this key to E flat since I'm in E flat now. Okay, so it'll be. You don't have to have that. You can do. Or you could do it that way too. Notice that. It's important. It's important that you know what left-handed voicings you're playing with different chords, because what's going on is you've heard this sound before, right? That right here, this is a diminished 7th voicing. Now stay with me. The diminished 7th voicing oftentimes implies a dominant sound, because if there's this implies that there's a B flat in the bass, and this C flat or B pulls the chord down to an E flat. This is why almost every time after you hear something like this, you'll always hear the chord. Well, the chord in the bass is the 5th note of the target chord. So this would be the 5th note of E flat, right? Now, when he's coming down, he's he's implying an F minor sound. Makes sense because you got an F minor in the bass. But then when you have this chord here, look at the notes he's going up on. The diminished 7. Well, the diminished 7, what does that diminished 7 do? Remember I told you this was a diminished 7 too, right? It's just played as an open voice diminished 7. But when he's going up, it's the same notes as I just showed before with the diminished 7 chord. And it also was a flat 9 chord pulling you down, right? Pulling you down. The flat 9 is at B. Okay, so this is an implied flat 9 chord that's pulling you down to an E flat major 9. He also goes, which is a little jazz, little riff here, and it makes sense because that B is being emphasized to let you know, hey, I'm about to pull down to this E flat major 9. Okay, so go ahead and try that. Also, play it rootless. Don't just go. You can't play that chord with 2 hands if you're gonna be trying to run with that right hand. So you gotta play it rootless. So with the left hand, you have this voicing here, and instead of all you gotta do is change one note. Instead of going like this, you just want to do like this. It's much easier. So you have the E flat, A flat, C, then just take this E flat down to a D. And then you have to change the whole chord to an E flat major chord. I would probably play that one full. E flat G, B flat D. So, or if you want to make it a little bit more in time. All right, so that's what he did. Let's do it with him. Seeing all that? So all that stuff there, we broke that down on my site. In fact, there's going to be a link for that. So all the notes are broken down. Anybody could access it. So go ahead and check that. We'll give a link to that later on. So this post is just the video portion, but we're going to have all these broke down for you, the notes and everything, so you can see what they are. All right, let's go to the next one. So we grooving in B flat, and then when they hit that break, then he does all that stuff. So we want to know what is that? What are those notes, right? So let's. Okay, so let's look at those notes. We have an A flat, B flat, D, E. And then the second, remember, these are in sets of 4. So if you see them in sets of 4, it'll be easier. Second set of 4 would be a C sharp, D, G, A. So we have this A flat, B flat, D, E, C sharp, D, G, A. Then the third set of notes you're gonna have is A flat, B flat, D, E. Then you can have a C sharp, E, F sharp, G, and a B flat. Okay, real quick. Real easy. Not a lot of context in this one, simply because he's doing it without, it's just a B flat root. Okay. On my post on this one, that's incredible, right? In my post, I talk about the similarities to this in Art Tatum and where this song came from. So go ahead and check that out. But right now, the only thing I want to focus on actually is what the actual notes are, just on that run, right? So the only thing I want is this. I know a lot of people are going to ask me, what is that run? Did you figure it out? What is it? What is it? Well, the run is being done over an A bass, right? And it's really a dominant chord. Okay, it's a sharp 5. Okay, and so to get this chord, what I want you to do is to get the run, start with a C, go to an A, B flat, C, D flat, E flat. Okay, so okay, now when you get to this E flat, I want you to come back down to the C, and you're going to do this pattern: C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A. Okay, so the first set. All right, try it again. Now, when you get to the A, you're going to go to a C sharp, C, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A, G, F, E flat. These notes are repeating. D flat, C, B flat, A. So it'll be I shouldn't have hit it at E, but whatever. Now, do we dare try to play that with them? I mean, we just learned this today, right? So it's gonna be pretty fast. Try to attempt it. But he was done. This dude was done. I was barely starting the run, right? I missed a note. Anyway, that was fun. What was that? The one thing I would try to do, trying to find out what the notes or what scale that is, to try to see, well, I want to be able to use that scale. You're right. So it was all white notes except there was 3 black notes, right? B flat, D flat, and E flat. You may have noticed that that on the way down we only did these 3. So then I would ask myself, what scale uses these 3 notes? Well, if I'm starting with this B flat, but the rest are white notes, this has to be the implied scale, which is a B flat melodic minor. Okay, now this means, but he was playing with an A on the root, right? We knew he had this A as the root note. So what we have to do is have the same scale, but instead of starting on a B flat, we're going to use the same notes, but we just need to start on an A instead. So let's count up from the B flat, see how far away the A is so we can know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this scale is the 7th mode of B flat melodic minor. And the 7th mode of the melodic minor is the altered scale. It's the same notes, but starting on the A. I'm sorry, I should have did a D flat. And in fact, to make this even more interesting, even the pattern that he used, he didn't start the altered scale only when I hit that C sharp to go all the way down, that D flat to go all the way down. That's not when he started it. He started it at the very beginning because he's not playing any note outside that scale. So so again, riffing off of one scale. Right? So riffing off the same scale. So using patterns within that scale, right? And hopefully as you view these lines, just take a look at all of these. If you're a member of my site, we're gonna have all these broken down even further. We'll have MIDI files for you. So you can actually see note for note what's going on with every single thing on here. And what I suggest you do is just kind of take a look at all of these and just see what people are doing, because when you break it down, as hard as it sounds, and it sounds so complicated and difficult, but when we find out that it's actually just coming from one scale, we're not talking about 5 different scales, just one scale, but within that scale, what is the pattern, right? And so that's what we try to find. So this was a good one. Let's go to our next one. did with this one, when you click the link and you hit that blog post, you're going to see that this is broken up in two different variation. I have a variation 1 and variation 2. So what I did is I used this one here. So we broke that one down, and then we broke the second one down. All that stuff there. Okay, so because I wanted it to be two separate ones, because I have two kind of different explanations. So on this first one, let's do this. Let's do a B flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, C, E flat, D, and a D flat. And let's do that over this dominant 7th chord. Okay, so you don't want to play the straight 16s or ba 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 ba, right? It's more of like a swing or a 16th triplet, because you don't want to just play it straight. That's how. But he's going right. So just kind of make sure you get that timing and the feel right. But that would be the lick on that first one. Okay, so okay. So that's what we have there. So that's that first one. Now let's look at the second one. We got the notes. I'm not going to do context with each of these. I want to just kind of discuss. Sometimes okay, so this dude is killing this song. So we have let me hear that second that phrase. So right, so what's that? So right, so that, like, let me give you those notes real quick. F sharp, A, back to F sharp, G, A, B flat, C, and then A, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, D flat, E flat, C. We'll stop there. Let me see if we can do that. Yeah. All right, now, is there any context somebody's going to ask? This is kind of one of those things you kind of need to know if the bass guy is just running, right? And then you have this kind of, kind of have that kind of a beat going on. Now someone's going to say, yeah, what about the Mixolydian scale, or Mixolydian scale? The Mixolydian scale would be, but that's not right, because those notes are, see, he's playing a A there. Now we're in the key, the bass guy's playing an E flat. Why is he playing an A when the A is supposed to be flat in the key of E flat? And the reason why is because the implied voicing, remember, in all of these, I've kind of tried to target a scale besides Yaahn Hunters, but I tried to target what kind of scale or voicing or mode is going on. In this one, I would say that he's implying a Lydian dominant scale. Check out my YouTube video on that. That's when I really break it down, the use of that scale. That scale would be the E flat dominant scale plus the F major scale. If I put those together, there's a scale right there. It's really a 13 sharp 11. Okay, so when he's using that, when he's riffing based on the notes within that scale. So he's still got that F to give it that kind of that D flat gives it that dominant sound that the chord needs, but then he's got notes from an F major triad he's emphasizing too. Go ahead and check this out, because really this video is not changing it to E for this next one. And for some reason, I'm just really feeling a lot of these half step movements in this one, in the key of E. And this is an interesting one because most of us wouldn't know how to do lines over these kind of chords. We would just kind of hit the chords, you know. And you know, we would just kind of hit them, something like that. But he's actually got movements that he can use. So definitely study these guys, because remember, musicians, it's not called copying, right? Because every great musician has had to learn and borrow from musicians before them. And so we don't pull these things from nowhere and from our own selves. We always listen to others. That's how we gain. And so, you know, I like what he's doing here. Now we've got an E flat major 7 here, or an E flat add 2, even if you want to say it like that. Right, so what that is you have this, let's start, I'm going to give you options here. You could do this E flat major 7, or you can have it as an add 2, which is, instead of having a D sharp there, you can have a F sharp there. I wouldn't recommend you do both. I mean, keep it, kind of keeps the chord quality just kind of stable for you. And then you hit this B, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then you want to change to your next chord. In the video, I believe he's just doing an F sharp minor 7. See, so he just. So, but I like the idea of the F sharp minor. I like the idea of the F sharp minor 7 really being a D flat major 9, which adds that D flat there. If you see it as a D flat major 9, what you can do is you can add that D flat into this note, and it kind of gives the chord a little bit more color. So instead of, it would be, you can even have all of them. See that D being there kind of gives a little bit more color, so you can use that as well. And as far as that run going down, you have that A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D sharp, D, and a C sharp. Listen to how he does it. That's right. And it may sound, I mean, kind of getting the semantics right, musical semantics, meaning articulation, you know, the notes that he accents and when and how hard, all of that stuff takes study. It's not something that I just say, I'm just going to do this for 2 minutes, you know. Obviously, in preparation for this video, you know, to do 9 guys, I'm not going to have all the semantics down. But if I'm going to try to incorporate this in my vocabulary, I'm going to have to study this for months. And this is why I've given this video to you, to help you guys out that really want to sit down and just kind of grab these and use them as part of your vocabulary. He has a lot of other ones too. Yeah, something like that. For this one, I'm not going to break it down all the way. Like I said, it is on the website. All the notes are there for you. So if you want to see that, go ahead and look at that. But I really like his use of half steps and what he's doing there. Go ahead and take a look at that. And let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one, yeah, E flat, E, A flat, B flat, and then E flat, D flat, and then G flat, E flat, D flat, B, and B flat. Yeah. Right, so that'll work, and I may have to change that in the script in the MIDI file because I'm literally learning this thing in front of y'all. Let's see here. So it'll be. All right, that's it. So it'll be. I may just look at the notes on the screen. I'll put them on there for you, so I don't have to say them. Right. That's it. All right, now now that we know the notes, what's the context? The context would be the left-handed chords that the notes imply. All right, so let's listen to that. So you have this. And then you have this. Yeah, it's this. All right, so yeah, that's it. So we have this. So you have this G7, right, which is really a 13, G flat 7 13. Then you have this B major 13, and then you have this. It's a sus voicing, which is a B flat sus. The B flat sus. Let me change the key. So you have this. And then. So those are the chords. It's important to get these chords right because some people are thinking like, I just want the run. Like I don't care about the chords. No, you got to care about the chords because the chords tell you where the run is coming from. And in fact, in my opinion, this isn't a scale at all. This is chord tones. That's why I have to know the chords. So I'm doing. And then, because on that first note he goes. Right, so where is that coming from? That's coming from this G flat 7. Using notes from that chord tone. So you have this here, and then you have this. That's where he comes up with this. So this first one here. All of that whole phrase is nothing more than this chord broken up. This phrase here that phrase is nothing more than the B major or the B13, the B major 13 chord broken up. Because a B major 13 is nothing more than a bunch of black notes with a B at the bottom, and it changes it to a B major 13. So, right? So he doesn't need to play the B because the B is implied by the bass. So that part is implying the sus chord, which is really nothing more than, you can see, just a regular O-A chord and add the 2. If I put a B flat on the bottom, that gives me a sus chord. I can run those notes down, right? So that's coming down on one thing and coming back up on the E flat major pentatonic scale. So, which is his last scale. So you have this, right? B. Yeah. So lots of context, man. Lots of good stuff in there. All right, now for this one, you got this groove. This is kind of similar to, was it line 5 that we did? Where it's got this kind of this moving groove that you want to be able to kind of know what to do. Let's look at the notes first, right? So we're gonna have this D, and then you have this F, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, and then E flat, and then let's go back up to a E and then G, F, E flat. So it'll be, and then you have this kind of voicing okay, or so, and that voicing is just a which is an F7, is another way to voice an F7. So you have this, which are really just nothing more than kind of preacher chords, kind of, but you have this E flat, A, D, F, A, C, and then you go to the C dominant, which is an E, B flat, D, E, G, C. So that's after. So it'll be dun dun ba 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 dun da 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 da. All right, so we have that. So nice little licks there. Let's that part that see, but he did it fast, and he only used the tritone on the left hand, whereas I kind of gave you the intended voicing, but you don't have to, because you can use a tritone. Remember, the tritone could be used in place of the dominant chord, so long as you know what the dominant chords are. So that's all he did. See? That part. So that part, you have that and then the next one. So you just go back and forth. That's right there. That part. All right. So again, nice little licks you can use on this one. Go check it out. Go check out that link I have for you where we just break this thing down so you can see all the notes for it. You can go ahead and study. We're going to go ahead and go to the end. I'm spending a little bit long on this one, but our last one, Cory Henry. This song was just really nice. key of A flat here. This is the part I wanted. So as you can see, and I actually found this out a couple minutes before I started this session, that for some reason, Logic did not save my transcription of that section. Alright, so we'll have to figure this out ourselves. But what I'm hearing is you have two things here. You have A flat major pentatonic. So something like that. Let me play that with him. You know what? I should go ahead and just record it. Let me start. I want to make sure this is not supposed to change to a transcription lesson. Where did I stop? What note did I stop at? Let's change it. Stop at the F. Alright, so what comes after that? Alright. Anyway, that'll work for now. Alright, I'll record that and clean it up later. Anyway, alright. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop there. Okay, so let's look at no, we won't. Let's look at the chords. Change pianos here. So you have this A flat. Okay, so we need to understand the chord. So got it. So we have this A flat, and then you have this G flat 7. Then you have this E flat minor 7, the D flat major 7. You're just kind of playing this again. E flat minor 7, and then this D flat major 7. And then, all right, so and it's the same thing. Okay, so. Hear that? Okay, so now, his pentatonic is going from the D flat major 7 to lead you to the A flat. So yeah. Yeah, so all of that, his whole lick is done with an implied D flat chord in the bass. What this E does, because he could have kept it as an A flat pentatonic major scale. He could have kept it like that. But coming down Here's how you got to do is you're coming down on that A flat major scale. So let's come down on an A flat pentatonic, right? Right, so that's coming down on an A flat pentatonic. But instead of hitting the E flat, let's hit an E natural. So what he's doing is he's coming up on the A flat pentatonic, but when he comes down, he hits the E natural. So you have this. Now I'm not making up something because I don't know the exact run he used, but or. Right, something like that, because and that's kind of neat because the E kind of allows you to come down in one way, go up one way and come down another way. Really cool little thing to do. You can do this in any key. Like say you're in C. All right, musicians, thanks for watching. That'll be it. That's 9 musicians, 9 lines because we repeated some. But it was my goal to take musicians and take things that seem complicated and break them down for you and make them realize just how simple they are. And so tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know about the musicians that you enjoyed. Let me know if there's some musicians you would like me to cover at some point in the future. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it. And we've been working around the clock to make sure that you guys have the resources that you need. All right, so with everybody else, that'll be it. I'm signing off because I'm hungry, so I'll see y'all later.